So you contemplated all the possible careers that you're going to be in your life, and you finally narrowed it down to say, all right, this is the route that I'm taking. I'm going to be a freaking physical freaking therapist, baby. Let's go! You researched all the pros, like work balance, like that sense of gratification as you're working along with somebody on a journey. And I'm sure you've also researched some cons, like dealing with people. Just FYI, if you're not a people person, do not become a physical therapist. But as you gathered all your data, you realized, man, this is going to be a great profession. Physical therapists live a great life. But then you saw how much DPT school tuitions cost. You saw how much debt students get in with student loan debt. And you've also researched the salary of a physical therapist as an entry-level part. And then you start to begin and wonder, is it worth it to become a physical therapist? Alright, let me just drop you some facts. The CAPTE did a study from 2018 to 2019, and they found that public school tuition alone costed about $18,000 per year, and then for private schools it was $37,000 per year. So I know that you're doing the math and you're like, okay, well, DPT school is an average of 3 years, so what's the tuition cost for the entire DPT program? For public schools, you're gonna have $55,000 for the entire tuition, and private schools, you're gonna have $111,000 for just tuition alone. Okay, so now you know how much debt, student loan debt, that you're gonna be in. Now let's look at the average salary for a physical therapist. In 2019, WebPT did a study with over 6,000 participants, and they found that over 50% of students still have more than $70,000 in debt, and 23% had more than $100,000 to $150,000 in debt. Okay, here we go. You're crunching the numbers, okay? And you go, all right, how much does a physical therapist make for salary as an entry-level PT? Okay, so for an entry-level PT, the annual salary, about 42%, got about $60,000 to $70,000 a year. On average, you'll have somewhere between $50,000 to $100,000 for entry-level PTs, and it really depends on where you work, what state, what county, all that stuff. But on average, $60,000 to $70,000 per year. Okay, so if you're finally crunching all the numbers like I love Captain Crunch, my favorite cereal, and now you're really wondering, is it worth it to become a physical therapist? Well, let me tell you, man, in this video, we're gonna be covering everything you need to know on if it's worth it to become a working physical therapist. Lego. Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Dr. Live for Change, physical therapist. Or you can call me by my name, Justin Lee. Here in this channel, you'll find videos on fitness, physical therapy, and lifestyle that helps inspire self-change. I make a lot of videos for pre-physical therapy students to help give you tools to be successful in DPT school. And when you're in DPT school, I give you coaching tips to make sure that you are set up for success after school is done and beyond. So if that resonates with you, feel free to subscribe and hit those notifications so you won't miss a video. Okay, so let me tell you a quick story about my professor on my very first day in physical therapy school. By the way, this professor, I did a video with him on how to be the most successful incoming DPT student. So if you want to watch that, make sure you check it out there or in the description. But this same professor on the very first day when lecture initially started, we started at 9 a.m. and the first thing he said was this: if you came to physical therapy school to make money, you should drop out now. And if you wanted to become a physical therapist for financial gains, you made the wrong decision. What? Oh man, financially, I wish someone had told me more about the financial implications of becoming a physical therapist and the the cost of tuition and salary and all of that. But when he first said that to me, it really hit me like, wait, I haven't really done the numbers because I wanted to become a physical therapist just because I loved it, not because of the numbers. And I thought that they would actually make a decent amount of money being doctors. But it turns out that the salary for a physical therapist is not actually as much. And that's exactly what he meant. He said that if you're trying to become a physical therapist to make money, try again, buddy, because you're in the wrong profession. But then he followed up that speech and said, but if you're in this profession because you care, you love people, and that you want to help people get better to improve their quality of life, and if you have love for just human movement, then you're in the right place. Welcome to physical therapy school. If you're the type of person that's like, hey, that's me, I am the person to go to physical therapy school, put in the description, PT life for me, baby. Hashtag choosePT. So you're living the big dream working as a physical therapist. That is so great, and I am all here to support you. But financial implications are a reality to the truth of going into DPT school. So what did some research say? So WebPT did a study in 2019 that surveyed over 6,000 participants on various things regarding tuition, age, gender, all of that kind of stuff. And so if you want that PDF, I'll put the video link in the description. So 6,000 participants, and we're going to be mainly looking at the financial implications. So this is what they highlighted. In 2019, over 50% of students were more than $70K in debt, and 23% were $100,000 to $150,000 in debt.
What?
The average salary for an incoming new grad PT is somewhere between $50,000 to $100K, but on average, 42% were getting paid $60,000 to $70,000 per year as a physical therapist. Okay. Here are a couple more stats. Hang on here.
Okay.
Nice Statistics said that nearly 70% of physical therapists are thinking about transitioning to a non-clinical role to improve work-life balance. So what does that mean? It means that in physical therapy, sometimes you could get into a profession that is like very draining. I know, like, if you're watching this video, you're like, being a physical therapist is great. But there can be times where you might be working at what we call a mill, or you're seeing so many patients over and over and over. You're seeing like maybe 3 to 4 patients per hour. You're gonna burn out. So you gotta really think about that type of what kind of work and what kind of work environment that you want when you work as a physical therapist. And I think that could really determine and help, is it worth it to become a physical therapist? So a lot of places, a lot of clinics are looking for productivity. So if you're in those places, that's why the statistics said over 70% of PTs are looking for a non-clinical setting, such as maybe teaching. And lastly, this is crazy that WebPT stated. They said that more than half of the professionals working as a PT are considering a different specialty or working more hours to improve their financial situation. That already tells you that PTs are not making as much, and they are battling student loan debt to just try to get caught up, So it begs you to question once again, is it worth it to become a physical therapist? So let me tell you my thoughts. So first and foremost, this is one of the few principles that I live by that I really think is necessary and important and really applies to this situation. And it is this: I would much rather enjoy what I'm doing and make less money than make more money and absolutely hate my life. And that is what physical therapy is for me. Yeah, sure, I might not be making as much as I thought to, especially combat my student loan debt, but I absolutely love what I do. I absolutely get up in the morning and say, I am ready to work. I am the greatest employee ever. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not I'm not that intense. But I do get excited for my job, and I do think about my patients, and I care for them, and I really have a sense of satisfaction working as a physical therapist. And I truly believe that that helps improve my quality of life rather than just making a ton of money and really hating everything and hating going to work. I mean, you spend 40 hours a week. A week, that is so much time. 40 hours a week. And if your work environment or if what you're doing is just like you hate it, man, what kind of quality of life is that? So I raised the question to you. Do you value your quality of life, or do you value the quantity of money? If you feel vulnerable about it, put it in the comments below. Quality of life or quantity of money? Okay, fine. So yeah, I am a new grad physical therapist and I went to a private institution. So yes, I am in a pretty significant amount of student loan debt. But what am I going to do? What are my strategies to combat this debt so that I can pay it off as quickly as I can? Well, if you want a video on that, or if you want me to make a course on that, make sure you put it in the comments so I know absolutely that this is a course that's in need and that you guys are very interested in. So this course would be strategies on how to pay back student loans. So if you want that, make sure you put it in the comments. Okay, so let me give you one more statistical point. The BLS said that in 2018, from 2018 to 2028, there is going to be a 22% increase of employment for physical therapists. That's a pretty significant amount where you can pretty much guarantee job security, baby. Woo-hoo! I mean, it's kind of true. Physical therapists have been around for the test of time. They've always been in need. There hasn't been layoffs for physical therapists. And even in the midst of this coronavirus pandemic, physical therapists are still considered essential workers. Meaning even when the world is in crisis, our services are still in need. So you begin to wonder, why are physical therapists essential workers? Because the world needs us to heal their sins. No, I'm just kidding. They need to heal their injuries and all of those types of things. So physical therapists really help people. It's just like care in the medical field. Physical therapists help people to get from where they were before and now they're here, right? They're at a deficit, they're in pain, or they're like just at the end of the road, and they are coming to you as a physical therapist as their very last hope to get them back to their prior level of function or even beyond, to the point where you say, hey, you are better than when you came in here today. And that is how I live out my practice as a physical therapist. I view every patient as if like I'm going to treat my own mother. I want to care for you, I want to be there for you, I want to answer your questions, and I will go above and beyond to advocate for your health so that you can improve your quality of life forever, not just now, but for the end of the road. Okay, enough of that inspirational talk already. Sheesh. Alright, so I wanted to ask you, physical therapists, student physical therapists, or people just interested in physical therapy alone and maybe have done your research. What are your thoughts? Is it worth it to become a physical therapist? You know, and you just saw all the statistics and you saw all the numbers. And yeah, the numbers don't add up. So I want to know, in the comments, right down there, is it worth it to become a physical therapist? So if you found this video super helpful, I really would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, if you commented below and yeah, interacted a little bit, because I want to get to know you, I want to chat. And if you can share this with a friend or a PT related group, and I just want to spread the world of physical therapy, to advocate for it, to fight for it, and just really say like, yeah, physical therapy sure is a lot of money, but it is such a rewarding profession that I do not regret the decision at all. And I know I was getting a little crazy, but I'm just passionate about it. physical therapy is great, and the best part is that there's no medicine involved. You're moving often, your quality of life in every aspect. It's really crazy how much better a person's health and well-being can be with just physical activity, the proper mobility, the proper strength, and just moving pain-free, so that just everything gets way better. Anyway, I'm super passionate about this. Guys, thank you so much for always watching this video. I also do have a course on everything you need to know to get into physical therapy school. So if you are a student right now, or if you're an undergrad student and you're preparing for PT school, I would highly recommend getting that course. I'll put it in the description as well. I hope this video helped inspire some self-change to consider if it's worth it to become a physical therapist. And yes, you are still considering the financial implications. But what about the implications of a good quality of life and just having the heart to serve? I'll leave it up to you. You guys make the decision. I want to hear your thoughts. Put it in the comments below. Stay lifting, stay aloha. Have a great one, you guys.